Hey, good evening, Facebook land. This is Scott and Rachel coming at you for Turnaround Marriage Live this evening. Hope everybody's doing well. And tonight's topic, which I think is going to be really, really helpful for the ladies that are out there tonight that are thinking, what can I do? I've tried so many things and it just feels like my husband is so far away from me, or maybe just a little bit away from me. What's the number one thing that you could do to reconnect with your husband? And that's exactly what we're going to talk about tonight.
Yes. But before we do that, we just want to quick introduce ourselves. We are Scott and Rachel, and we help Christian couples finally end the cycles of conflict, negativity, and disconnection and reclaim the love, passion, and playfulness that they once had.
Yeah.
And so we're going to dive in. So this is especially for you wives out there who might be frustrated with not being able to connect with your husband, feeling like he's a million miles away, feeling like he's emotionally disconnected. Okay, so we're going to give you guys some gold tonight. I hope you guys can stay tuned in.
Yeah, and absolutely. And in a few days, we're going to do the opposite one. We're going to do the one for the men who are feeling disconnected from their wives and what they can do. What's the number one thing that they can do to reconnect with their wives? And newsflash, guys, men and women are wired differently. We know that, but we forget that so quickly, don't we?
Well, our culture is trying to make us all mismatch the same, but guess what? We are literally wired differently.
Absolutely.
We literally have different chromosomes. I mean, we're as different as night and day. So we want to talk also real quick about our gratitude challenge starting on November 1st.
Sunday.
If you guys, yes, this Sunday, the whole month of November, we're going to be challenging you. This is a way you can reclaim some of the love and fun and happiness and joy in your marriage right now, today, by joining our gratitude challenge. Gratitude has been shown to do so much for your brain, so much for your emotional health, so much. We're going to challenge you guys, and we're going to be giving away a date night at the end of the month. So how do they get involved?
Yes. Make sure, first of all, you're in our Facebook group. Just search Turnaround Marriage. If you're not in there already, you'll see our group. We're growing group of 1,200 or so. And this is our second go out of it. We did it in 2019. We're doing it again this year. And it's a $50 gift card. And we're really excited to be able to just give that away. And it's really just a small way to remind you and to make you really think about, in this season of thankfulness, how we ought to be expressing gratitude toward one another. And in many ways, that's a little bit of a hint of where we're going tonight as well. But what we'll do is we'll give you an opportunity once per day to share something that you're thankful for about with your spouse. And then at the end of the month, we're going to do a drawing based on the number that you've put in there. You'll get one entry per gratitude. And last year, we had I forget his name that won.
Pappy Eubanks.
Pappy Eubanks won last year. So Pappy, you can, if you're out there, give it another go, and really look forward to not doing that process with y'all, because I know that's going to mean a lot to you personally. It's also going to mean a lot to your spouse. So guys, we want to dive in with the number one thing. I should say ladies, the number one thing that you can do to reconnect with your husband. And you know what it's like. Maybe you've gotten in those ruts, or maybe it's been a long time, or maybe you've gotten to the place where you think, I just don't understand where he's coming from. I try so much. I try reaching out with the love languages. I know what they are. I know who he is. I know how he thinks. Why can't I reconnect with him? And we're going to dive into that. Rachel, what do you think? What do you think is the why women get stuck with that?
I think a big reason that we ladies get stuck is because we sometimes can treat our husbands like a girlfriend, where we just want to chit chat. We want to talk things out so much. We want to try to express ourselves and kind of recount every part of our day. And honestly, so often the man will just shut down or shut that off. He can't process that. They only have so many words per day. And when they use up their words at work, that's it. That's all the words they have. So I think they don't approach a man the way a man needs to be approached. And I didn't understand this for so many years, even though you told me over and over again. For some reason, it was like a brick wall. So
and a lot of ladies, I think there's a lot of, not just with the ladies, I think there's a lot of confusion about the love languages. I believe that there are love languages, the 5 love languages. I think it's a good book. I think it's helpful. I also think that it does help us to know what's dominant. But here is a news flash. Here is what you need to hear me say. this is gold here. If you're disconnected, by far, no matter what, 99.9% of the men out there, they need words of affirmation. Even if that's not their primary love language, when you are connected, when things are thriving, when things are good, I'm here to tell you the number one thing that you can do is to show and give to them that affirmation, encouragement, blessing, stroking. I mean, a man, especially when he's a little beat up or feeling a little disconnected from you, that will be gold for him. That's like, he'll eat that up. And we actually joke about it sometimes. Like, if you say something nice to me, what will I do?
Scott will always say what?
Always.
Like, I didn't hear you. Can you say that again?
What you said? What did you say about my muscles?
Yeah.
I didn't
ladies,
hear you.
Here's the thing. Like, we're not talking about just the pure male ego. We're not talking about, oh, men have this big ego and they just need their ego stroked and we just have to like jump through these hoops and all that stuff. It's like a man needs respect from his wife like he needs oxygen.
Yeah.
And so even if in our words of affirmation, if we're trying to come alongside him and say something kind, if our tone or our body language or our whatever is speaking something else.
Yeah, great job, Sherlock. You know?
He's not going to receive it.
No.
And it's not going to be as effective as just literally showing him why you cherish him, why you respect him as a man, why you are thankful for him in his manhood, in his essence of who he is, not in the things he does or provides.
Yeah. And it will melt a man. Like, if you ladies out there, excuse me, if you're, you feel like you've been disconnected from your husband, and you maybe you say, I've tried, like I've said those, words here and there, but try giving him a really solid compliment, such as like, I really appreciate so much how you go to work every day and you do such a great job, and you come home, and even though you're tired, you try to connect with me and with the kids, and you try to be here, or whatever. Even if it's a small thing, it is like oxygen. It is like, oh my goodness, that is so much what I need to hear. And it doesn't matter, ladies, hear me. If everything is falling apart at work, they stress to the max, and everything else is, hitting the fan, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
If he can come home and his wife says to him, you're amazing. Wow. That's what he needs. And guys, I'd love for you to have comments that you'd add on here later. If you agree, disagree, I'm pretty sure I'm spot on there. But here is the problem. Okay. I talk to people all the time, and I often hear women say, well, I've tried that already. I already do that. Or they're saying, it doesn't really connect with him. I know that some men need that. My husband doesn't need that. Or it doesn't really seem to impact him, or I've really, really tried, but it doesn't work.
Or some ladies say, well, that's unreasonable.
Right.
Or they might even say, well, he doesn't deserve it. He's acting unrespectable. I have nothing nice to say to him. And that's the thing. Like, if your man knows that at your core, you disdain him, if he knows that you really can't stand to be around him, that he drives you crazy or whatever, then these words coming out they're not gonna do what you were hoping them to do.
Oh, it'll crush him.
Yeah.
It emasculates him. You crush his balls. I mean, I'm sorry to be so crass. It's what it does. I mean, I was talking to somebody this week and basically said the same thing. Like, there is nothing more disempowering to a man than not giving him the oxygen that he needs in your marriage, and really in your home, in your family. He needs that. And to not give it to him on a regular basis means to cut his legs out from underneath him and not give him what he needs. And he cannot lead you very well if he doesn't feel like he's got your support and respect. He cannot lead your home. You wonder, well, where the heck have you been doing the devotions? Well, where have you been supporting and encouraging your husband? Guys, I'm telling you, excuse me, I keep saying guys, ladies out there, I'm telling you, this is so critical. And I even had a lady share with me very, very recently. Basically, well, he doesn't really need that because he says that he doesn't. What would you have said to her?
I would have said he's lying.
Me too. That's what I said.
Because for a man to be vulnerable enough and open enough to say, I need to hear that you trust me. I need to hear that you're proud of me. I need to hear that you admire me. That's like, he cannot do that. He cannot open himself up and say that, because that's like exposing his bare soul. Because what if you say, oh, you're so despicable to me? He's not going to tell you that's what he needs, but that is what he needs. And the times when you were most unrespectable, and when we were really, really in a bad place, it's like, that was the time that I just didn't want to do it. And that's the time that I don't think I did it. And then I gave you more poison, and then you just gave me the same, distance and whatever. And it's like, you get in these vicious cycles where it's like, well, he doesn't deserve it. Well, and guess what? The Bible doesn't say respect your husband when he's respectable.
Right.
It's a simple command. And why do we forget the scriptures that teaches us in Ephesians 4 to be kind to one another, tenderhearted, forgiving one another?
Absolutely.
We think that applies to everybody outside of our home. That applies to the coworker, the person at the grocery store, that random kid over there, whoever, that my boss or whoever, but it applies right here in home. This is the actual hardest place to do it.
Yeah, it's so true. And what I would say again is, I really want to emphasize how often I hear from women that are basically brushing against, is that the word I'm looking for? Bristling against the idea that men need this. And they'll really think, oh, I'm already doing that enough. I've already tried that. And I would really pause and ask anybody listening, do you really know that? Do you really know that he's getting everything he needs from you? You may say you know him, and you do. I mean, obviously you know him, but you may not know how he operates. You may not know underneath how he's thinking, how he's feeling, because let's face it, you are wired different than him. And so often we hear from people in our clients, they would say things like, I thought I knew, but I had no idea how I needed to give that support to my husband.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Because are you feeling like you can connect with him? If you're not, it's probably because you're not doing this.
Right.
A man is not going to open himself. He's not going to connect when he does not feel safe, when he does not feel like you've got his back. He's not going to open himself up to you. He's just not. And so then you're going to have more of the same cold, distant, whatever, more of the same, like emotional disconnectedness or whatever. The very thing that's driving you crazy, the very thing that you don't want, you're going to get more of that when you cannot honor your husband the way he needs it. This mantle of leadership that God has given men, the headship of the home, this is not something that they beat us down with. This is not something to keep us submissive and keep us in our place, so to speak. This is a heavy, heavy mantle that men have to carry. The mantle of leading the home, the mantle of like providing and protecting their family. This is a heavy, God-honoring challenge that they have. And so as we just appreciate them for holding that headship and keeping us under their umbrella of safety, and honoring them for that can be literal oxygen to them.
Oh, it's huge. Absolutely, Rach. I think that, if someone's leading, if they're getting that encouragement from the right-hand man or right-hand woman, whatever it would be, it really it goes a long way. And how much more so with the mantle that God's given you when you are partners. And if that's what your husband needs to lead, why would you not give that to him? So for some of you out there tonight, you're going to hear this and you're going to think, wow, that's so helpful. I want to go and make sure I do this every day. Maybe we can incorporate that as part of this challenge that you're going to be thinking every day. Not only am I going to put it on this Facebook group, but I'm going to specifically tell my husband exactly what he means to me, what he's doing. Maybe it means popping in the what is it? The love nudge. What's it called?
The love nudge.
The love nudge or put it in your phone, just a reminder. I need to just every day think and plan to give my husband just one encouragement. Of course, the women need that too. We're going to do the number one thing that women need most of all in just a few days. But ladies, I just want to encourage you, if that's you and you realize, boy, I just need to up level a little bit here and I really need to bring that to him, that is what you need to do. And you will watch your husband melt into you. You will watch him soften. You will see his heart change. But if you're out there and you're thinking, boy, I've really missed the train on this one. It's gone out of station. And you're thinking, I don't know how to do that. Or maybe, you're thinking, I've tried that, but it's not worked well. And I feel like or maybe I used to be able to do it and I don't even know where to begin anymore. You may be one that needs support. If you are out there tonight and you're thinking, I'm too angry to reach out to him, I just can't do it. It's too hard. Maybe you feel like you're too frustrated. Maybe you just feel, bottom line, this is impossible. I can't do it. Then you need that support. And we'll share what that looks like in just a little bit. But if a woman is feeling spurned, if she's feeling unloved, if she's feeling in any way like she's not going to be able to connect with her husband because of the way he's treated her, she's really going to struggle with this. Don't you think?
Absolutely. Yeah. And if the bitterness and anger or the hurts have been piling up and taking root, then the woman is going to be very, very challenged by this. But it is a command. It doesn't say when you feel like it. It doesn't say when it's convenient or when it's, easy.
Yeah.
We're called to do hard things, right? I mean, there's a lot of things that are hard, right? Staying married is hard. Getting divorced is hard. Like, you get to choose your hard. I read that. I saw that meme the other day and it just spoke to me. Like, staying fat is hard. Getting in shape is hard. Choose your hard. Getting out of debt is hard and being broke is hard. Which one do you want? So you get to choose your hard is what we're trying to say. And so if the woman has just been really spurned or hurt by her husband or been mistreated or whatever, and we're not talking about abuse, we're not talking about those kinds of things.
Right.
Those kinds of things are separate issues. You've got to get some help and support. But we're talking about if just the woman doesn't even know how, she's just got this disdain and this feeling trapped or feeling whatever, that's when you need to reach out. Okay. Yeah. Because we've got to undo these years of ruts. And honestly, you can get out of those ruts quickly with the right help.
Absolutely.
We are here to tell you that.
Yes, absolutely. When you show the way and a woman starts doing that and a man starts giving to her what she needs right now, you may very well be feeding to each other poison.
Oh yeah.
The other day I sprayed some wasp spray and the wind blew and I inhaled it and that was just one little puff and I'm still feeling 6 days later the residue of that poison within me. But if we're giving poison in the marriage over and over and over again, well, is it any wonder that things are going to look like they're sick? That's what's going to happen. But if you get rid of that poison and start filling each other up with nourishment, everything changes. You were once not so good at giving compliments. Now you're amazing at it. You know what I need.
What?
You're awesome at it. You are really incredible. And I'll say that to everybody out there. She's learned to really do that in a powerful way. And when she's giving to me, I'm giving to her. And it's not an if then, it's not her first. It's when we both are doing that, giving to each other what we need. Everything can change. So if you're out there and you're realizing, boy, I just don't even know how to do that, I want to encourage you to book a call. In fact, I'm going to pop a link right in here right now. I want to encourage you to go to turnaroundmarriage.com/call. What we'll do is there's just a pick a time that works for you. There's a short questionnaire in there that you can fill out and share with where you are in your marriage. And what we'll do is we'll get on that call at the appointed time. And what we'll do is talk about what's not working in your marriage right now. And then what we'll talk about is where you hope things could be. In other words, what you dream your marriage would be. And then we'll talk about a path to get from where you are to where that is. And if there's something better out there, I'm going to point you in that direction. But I'm going to tell you, if I know that I can help you, I'm absolutely going to make that clear. But either way, you're going to get clarity about exactly what you need to do next to get back the marriage that you're hoping for. You'll be served. It's a judgment-free zone, and it might very well be the best 45 minutes you've ever spent investing in your marriage.
Absolutely. So yeah, ladies, if you're stuck in the rut, if you can't figure out how to get out, if the hurts and the poison has been building up, but reach out and book that call. We're here. We've got a few slots left for the rest of this week, and we're here to serve you. We'll be posting more about our gratitude challenge starting on Sunday, but we'll be posting that soon this week. And we want you guys, let us know if you're going to be in on the challenge. Okay. Because gratitude can literally change everything.
Absolutely.
Expressing it, feeling it, giving it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Amen.
So you guys have a good night, and we'll talk to you soon.
Good deal. God bless y'all.